So I've been playing a little bit of the Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader beta over the past month or so, trying to get myself up to speed with what this game is going to look like for its final launch. The original plan was for me to play it on the Xbox Series X when it launches, because I do have an older PC and I just prefer to get the console experience because I much prefer controllers these days compared to mouse and keyboard, just for the way that I like to play games. But one of the questions that popped up during one of the most recent, I think it was either a live stream or a Let's Play session, I don't remember which, but the question was asked, someone had said something about this game looks a lot different than the previous two games that Owlcat did with the Pathfinder franchise, graphically and otherwise. So how does this compare? And I thought that was a really interesting question to ask. I don't know exactly how to answer it, because here's the thing: I didn't play Pathfinder Kingmaker or Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous in their early access stages. Like, all three of their games have gone through Kickstarters, right? And so all three of them have had some form of a hands-on alpha and beta for people who backed the initial crowdfunding campaigns. I played Pathfinder Kingmaker when it came out, and then I liked it so much. I didn't play it at launch. I played it shortly after. Maybe it might even, actually it wasn't shortly after. It was whenever the definitive edition came out. GOG had it on sale for like, I don't know, 10 or 15 bucks, and I was like, this looks really cool, and I had a break in my schedule, so I played it, loved it. And then Wrath of the Righteous was coming up, and I was like, I played that one from launch day. I was happy to support that one. But I didn't play either one of those in an early access state, whereas here, I came off of Baldur's Gate 3, middle of Starfield, middle of Cyberpunk's Phantom Liberty, and said, I'm going to pick this up and start doing R&D so that I'm prepped and ready for the December 7th launch date. And one of the first things I noticed right away, one of the big differences, is that this game visually has a much lesser graphic fidelity when you compare it to Pathfinder Kingmaker and Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. Now, I don't know if that's because they had a lesser budget with this game, so they chose to do things in a more retro style. I don't know the reasoning for that. And I also don't know if maybe that's because they haven't finalized the polish, and whatever they're launching in December 7th is going to look much better visually than this game. But when I say the visual fidelity, I'm not talking about the, let me get to a better position here where I'm not getting all sorts of weird colliders with the cameras. I'm not talking about the, come down here, dude. I'm not talking about the, like, character portraits or the UI, because the UI is amazing. I love the way the UI looks. It's the character models. Everyone has said that the character models, when you compare them to Kingmaker and Wrath of the Righteous, the graphical fidelity looks much less, as does the world. The world looks a lot less in terms of just overall high definition fidelity, almost as if they're choosing to do something at a lesser scale, either because of budget or they're trying to do something that's going to work on a lot of different machines, or for performance reasons. I just don't know, but it does look lesser in terms of the visual quality compared to what they produced for the first two Kingmaker Pathfinder games. So I can't speak exactly to that, because again, I don't know if they're going to add more polish to this. The other big thing for me, come here, baby. You want to come over here and say hi, Pippin? Yeah? Come here. Come say hi, everybody, while we're finishing the video. Don't scratch my chair. You're not supposed to scratch my chair, Mama. Don't step on the keyboard either. Here, I'm just gonna pick her up and put her on my chest. She'll do biscuits for a couple of minutes until I let her out of the room. The big thing is gonna be, I noticed that, like, when you talk to people in Pathfinder Kingmaker, let's pick one of the named characters so that I have. Hang on, I'm gonna get sidetracked. I gotta let Pippin out. I'll be right back. Quick commercial break, everyone, to give a shout out to our first official guild officer, Bubalonia, as well as all of the guild champions, and of course, all of the members who help keep me on the air full time. To join as a member, simply click that join button below and pick your tier, but you can also support with SuperChats on any live stream or premiere, or SuperThanks on any upload or YouTube short. Don't forget the Discord. Let's get back to the video. Cat dad stuff, man. So the big thing is, in Pathfinder Kingmaker, you had a good amount of voiceovers. And in Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous, you had a lot more voiceovers. Like, Wrath of the Righteous, I felt, if I'm not mistaken, it was near close to fully voiced, if not fully voiced. It's been a while since I've played it. Whereas the first one, Kingmaker, was maybe, I think it was like most of the main character stuff was voiced, whereas a lot of the secondary stuff was not voiced. And in this game, nothing is voiced. There does not appear to be any voiceovers for this game. There are the character actions, like when you do something and they're like, doing that, sir, I'm clicking that, or things of that nature. When it comes to the action sounds of people, you know, taking commands and you're issuing orders and they're following the orders, there are those little snippets, but there's no actual narrator who's narrating things like, Abelard surveys you briskly but meticulously as though he's inspecting you for shortcomings. Then he offers a courteous nod. And then they would have the voice actor doing the Lord Captain, and then you would go over here and choose your option and say, I'd like to know about my Sentinel. And he would say, in the voice of the voice actor, as you wish, Lord Captain, what would you like to know? There doesn't appear to be any voiceovers in Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader, and because I am not intimately involved in the beta, nor have I been involved in the overall development process, I don't know if this game is going to have voiceovers when it comes out. Can somebody answer that? If you know more, if you've played a lot of this game, and you know that information, I'd be happy to just drop that stuff in the comments below, because again, I'm just trying to educate myself and sort of answer that question of, you know, what's the difference between, you know, are they going to be making these things better? I just don't know. I can say that everything I loved about the first two games that Owlcat did, in terms of the attention to detail, the attention to the lore of, now with Pathfinder, I didn't know anything about Pathfinder coming into the Owlcat games, and they allowed me to get up to speed on Pathfinder. I was coming from Dungeons and Dragons, so I was at least familiar with the roots of Pathfinder, but the lore of Pathfinder, in terms not the rules, but the lore, I had to get up to speed on. And both of those Pathfinder games did a very good job of getting me into the lore of the campaigns that were set within the worlds. And I know nothing about Warhammer 40k other than the fact that it's a tabletop game with a sci-fi and a fantasy versions, right? So this game, I've talked about this. I went into the, I think I've done a couple of videos here on like the this Corpus Valancius, the especially the Forbidden Grimoire and the Annals of the Imperium. Like, there's so much data in here. The Chronicles of the Cronus Expanse, like, you know, I would say the Annals of the Imperium are the most detailed. Like, there's a ton of information in here for people like me. So in terms of what, you know, Owlcat doing what they have traditionally done, which is a great amount of attention to detail and getting all of the lore in there and the setting right and the mechanics and everything else, that all seems to be here. The turn-based combat is here. It's engaging. It's complex. There's a ton of abilities. We have difficulty ranges. All of that's here. The gameplay is fun. The only thing it seems to be lacking in my mind... Oh, by the way, the music is phenomenal as well. I do have the music turned down a little bit because in terms of when I'm recording and doing streams and stuff, I don't like the music to be overwhelmingly loud. But we can turn it up a little bit and go from here and click apply. All of that's here, but what we're missing is voiceovers and, like I said, a lesser visual quality compared to the first two games that they did with Pathfinder. So I don't know. I don't know enough about this yet to know what the final version of this is going to look like when it releases on December 7th. I do think that my initial reaction was to play this on the Xbox Series X. I may still follow through with that. I don't know yet. By the way, this is my first time looking at the map. This is kind of cool. I can actually check out the hull integrity. Like, that's what I'm saying. All this stuff here is, like, the details are here. So it's not a big deal if there's no voiceovers. I would like it if there were, because the first two games that Owlcat did have voiceovers, and they had a great voice acting cast who did phenomenal jobs, especially in Wrath of the Righteous. Like, the voice acting there is so good. Very good in the first game as well, but even better in Wrath of the Righteous. So I was generally kind of shocked when I didn't have any voice acting going on when I had my first experience in the beta. So I don't know if that's going to change or not. But the vastness of the rule set and the details, like this is all your ship stuff, and being able to level up your ship, and all the Void Ship Manager system is unavailable now, like being able to have people, it looks like a Supreme Commander, Master of Ordnance, Engine Seer, all these different things, you know, on top of my character. How do I get out of here? No, don't travel. What am I doing? I accidentally traveled, it looks like. I don't know where we went. How do I get out of this menu? Back to bridge. Looks like we had a bit of a loading screen here. Anyway, while it's loading, there's nothing here I don't like. Did we bug it out? There it goes. It just, like I said, there are differences, and it remains to be seen because the finished product isn't out until December. So I will, of course, be playing this game. It is the only game I plan to play in December. My entire holiday month is I'm planning to do a deep dive into this to get myself up to speed on all things Warhammer, and to just do a complete playthrough of this game on streams and Let's Play sessions, and go through and just do a deep dive and create guides and everything else around this. So the big thing is going to be for me, I'm wrapping up Starfield right now, a few more sessions. I got some more Cyberpunk to wrap up. I might do some Dragon's Dogma because I haven't played it yet, and I need to play the first game to get ready for the second game in November. I might try a little bit of that, but for the most part, I'm going to be doing more of the beta and learning more about this game and getting prepped for this launch on December 7th. And once this thing goes live, expect to see just exclusive, like just a ton of, not exclusive, but like a ton of Rogue Trader content for me throughout the month of December. So if that sounds good to you, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Please feel to drop any knowledge you have down in the comments below, because I'm still learning about this game and getting up to speed with everything that they've got going on. But it's been fun so far. Love to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to check out all the other playlists, check out the member videos, the Discord, all that stuff. Until next time, everybody, stay safe and happy gaming.